This experience I'm about to share with you happened March 5th at 3 p.m. I was sitting and chatting with a friend when, in the middle of our call, I literally just blinked and had a vision. I told her to hang on a moment, I just had something pop up. I felt so excited, I jumped up and ran to my office to grab my book. I started to draw out what I had seen in my mind's eye. I was standing on that cliffside. With the help of Thomas, who knows a lot about the Egyptian gods, we put the pieces of the puzzle together. This is what we got.
All right, so it's so awesome that you two can sit with me this evening to talk about what we went through today. Today was a very eventful day, very eventful. I literally just had to get up from a nap because whoever was here earlier knocked me out. His energy depleted my energy. Anyway, so we have Colleen here. Her and I were talking quite a bit, and then I started getting visions literally at 3 p.m. today, right at 3 p.m. And the vision that I have, so before I go on with that, this is Colleen Fitzgerald here, and then we have Thomas, her son. So as I had the vision, it was like a blink of an eye, and you saw how fast that came through. Like I literally blinked and I had to close my eyes again to really go over, like kind of resketching what I saw. So this is the vision that I had. And we couldn't understand, we couldn't get, so there was one, it's almost like, what did we say? Like the four seals is what I felt that it was connected. Oh, the four horsemen, that it was connected for some reason, but I knew there was something more. You and I were talking that there was something more to these, the people or the images that I saw. So the first one I felt was connected to, who did I say again? Was connected to Ishtar that came. So I channeled Ishtar once upon a time, I think sometime last year, and I connected with you, Colleen, and called you up like this freaky thing just happened. It looked like light from the ceiling, and it like somebody unzippered the reality, like literally the fabric of time just unzippered, and it hit the floor, and I can hear it.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Holy crap, it's true.
Tell Chase to be quiet, please.
Be quiet.
That was awesome.
He's playing a game.
And then after I saw that vision, Ishtar came to me, and I kept saying Ishtar, and then we kept trying to figure out Ashtar or Ishtar. Is there such?
Yeah.
Ishtar. Anyway, I with the help of Thomas, I got more information from you when we connected for a reading, and I found out she was what, goddess of war. There's more to her.
She's been a goddess of a lot of things. She's love, war, fertility.
Yes. So
tears. Yeah.
Beautiful. Sorry, I didn't mean to chime in.
No, it's okay.
So when I got the vision of Ishtar and I kept saying her name out loud, Ishtar, she was showing me a lot of images of tanks, the war, the famine, the breakdown of our natural structure of what we thought was our reality. That's what I was getting. So when I had you on the phone, Colleen, I had you FaceTiming, and I hit record on my phone to kind of record the whole session while I did a channeling. And then when I was in the channeling, I kept, after I was all done, we hit record so I can record, so I don't have to kind of stop and write. It didn't record. It didn't, the voice did not even come through. It was like, okay, it was for us to know at that time. And then I told you that it was, I felt like I was yelling. Like I was yelling at you. He said, no, I was very quiet when I was talking. But I didn't, from when I was in my channel mode, I felt like I was yelling at the top of my lungs when I was trying to get the information out. And this was, I believe, last September, was it?
It was something like that. Well, yeah, because it was predicting the war. I mean, or she was telling us that it's coming.
Yes, absolutely. So today we were talking, and we're just catching up, on what we were doing. We haven't talked in quite a while. Connecting, and we started talking. That's when I started getting this vision. And then you were talking about how Thomas knows a lot about the gods, a lot of background, and I felt that was awesome. So we called him in. And then Thomas you and I had, well, you were describing a lot of putting the pieces of the puzzle together from what the visions that I've seen.
Yeah.
I didn't draw this one, but this is the one that I saw Jesus on the cross. We'll get to him in a bit here. So the first one that I asked you, or I told you what I felt really deeply connected to was Ishtar, and you told me who she was. And it really makes, because we are on the brink of war. I'm like, war is probably happening around worldwide. We just did not know it. But I do feel as though, because the vision that I saw, that she already fell to earth. And I use the word fall. I don't know why, but that's the wording that keeps coming to mind, that she fell to earth. And then the next one I was describing to you, this is a male that I felt. Oh, and then the gold, this is gold. This was a gold, something gold on their head, and you were telling me what it was.
Yeah.
The golden crown.
Hmm.
And then we came to this fella here, and then I described to you that he looked like a rock. He was made out of rock. He looked like he was stone, like made out of rock. Like literally, the vision was very clear. And then I'll let you talk about this fella here.
Yeah.
You said Geb or Jeb?
Yep. Geb.
Oh, Geb. Okay. And what is Jeb? Who is Jeb, I should say?
He's one of the main Egyptians. I'm not sure how he actually came into existence. He just kind of was. Like, there's lots of really strong Egyptians. One of them, she's the sun god. Before Ra, like, came into play, she was there. Her name is Nut, N-U-T. She was so strong, like, her and her husband would produce children so strong that even Ra feared them.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. And then what does, so can you describe to me what you know of Jeb? What he does, what is his purpose?
He was the father of Osiris, Isis, and I think their sister Nephthys, who was Isis' sister, and Set. Set was evil out of all of them.
Okay.
He also couldn't have children. He tried with Isis' sister because she was paired off with Osiris, and they just couldn't have kids. He couldn't.
Okay.
So
wow.
she cheated with her brother Osiris. She pretended to be Isis, and they had Anubis together. And she was like, huh, ugly dog, and just threw it in the desert to die. And Isis was like, who the hell is crying in the desert? And she went out there and was like, oh, there's a baby. I'm just going to take it.
Wow.
And she raised him like her own.
Wow. Interesting.
She's always been very maternal and motherly.
Okay. And then the gifts of Jeb, what is he here to do? What was, because he looks like he's second in place. So in my vision, Jeb, he's wearing his gold crown, and you said only the gods can wear those gold crowns. What I've drawn, that's exactly how I seen it on them. Very bright, very golden. And it's like this arm was still in the mountain, and his left right leg was still in the mountain. So his right side was still in the mountain. And how you see me draw it on this one here, he is getting ready to fall to earth. Like he's next in line to fall to earth after Ishtar. So I don't know what his purpose would be, but what is it that he really, what does he do? Like, what is his purpose?
He was their earth god.
Earth.
I'm not sure entirely what he does, but he was made out of the earth. Like, he can manipulate it.
Okay. And that's where I came in and I was talking to you about, okay, I get that, because Ishtar is coming down. There's a lot of negative energies unfolding. It's like strategically the war, how wars are breaking out on each continent. And it's not just missiles and that kind of confrontation. There are race wars. There are, what do you call it? People who, I don't know, what am I trying to say? People who are LGBTQ wars, right? There are wars of all types that are happening on every continent. First Nations trying to work and stand up and raise their voices. You've got people of all continents. You've got New Zealand, you got Australia, you got Ireland, the Irish people. Everybody are standing up. They're all taking their turn to stand up. So there's a
I
lot
think I'm not really certain what he is, because there are lots of gods of change in that pantheon. They usually take on what they need to be. So most gods are usually born knowing what they're meant to do, but they weren't. They just became whatever humanity needed.
Wow. The feeling that I got with Geb, the earth god, I feel as though that it's like he's coming in to settle the land, like he's coming into kind of, it's like that slow earth rumble, right? Because
Yeah.
Mother Earth is shaking right now, and because of the negative energies that are popping up all over the world, there were a lot of light workers, like all three of us are light workers, and we do our meditations. And when we do our meditations, we're part of that light work to help shift Mother Earth, and all that lives in Mother Earth, on Mother Earth, is shifting, helping to shift into the new Earth, so to speak, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like Jeb, or I keep calling him Jeb, Geb is coming in to help with the earth rumblings, right?
Yeah.
Because he's made of stone, so he's coming in and he's helping so it doesn't over explode. So it's like keeping the temperature down, if you will, if that makes any sense.
I think he was also a protector, amongst other things.
Yes, yes, yes. Love. I mean, like if he comes from Mother Earth, right? If he was made out of
Yeah.
earth, definitely a lot of love. So he's keeping that temperature from exploding, like the volcanoes that seem to be happening all over the world right now, literally all at once. I do feel as though he's playing a huge, big part in it. I feel like the earth rumblings right now is just starting off because the war with Ishtar, of Ishtar's energy that has fallen around the world, around the globe. I also feel as though Jeb is going to take his turn to come down. I don't feel like he has fallen into Mother Earth's energy just yet. I feel that's going to come. I think that's like the calm before the storm is happening, like the storm is happening, and it's just brewing right now. And this is where I feel just before it explodes, that's where I feel Jeb is coming in. The other person, or the other energy that I felt, was the female. So there's a female, male, female. So this third person, this third energy, this third god, you were mentioning names, and the name that I felt that that fit her was Neith. Was it Neith?
Yep.
Neith. Okay. Can you describe who Neith is and what does she do again?
She was the original Egyptian and the original goddess. After Gaia or Terra, lots of people know her by many different names. After she finished making the earth, certain gods came to be about, but Neith was the first one to walk on earth. She literally came from the oceans, and she instantly knew who she was. She found humanity, and she loved them. She took them in as her own children and just took care of them. She became a goddess of war, hunting. She taught humanity how to survive.
So beautiful. That is so beautiful. So where the word survival comes to mind, especially after Jeb comes through, after Ishtar is going across the land, and it's like, for me, how I felt all this kind of folded together real nicely when you started speaking about them, and then I can feel the connection. I feel as though Ishtar is going across, and it's like she's maintaining the temperature, but I feel like the temperature is going to get out of hand. This is where Jeb comes in and says, okay, we're going to calm. We're going to calm. This is where I feel like many of the people are going to start waking up. So it's going to be like a collision of consciousness. Everybody's going to start raising their consciousness. And in the midst of the conscious rising, I feel between Geb and Neith, I feel this is where the sun god Ra is going to shine his brightest. And this is where I feel that I kept getting visions. Like I get a lot of downloads and visions of the sun solar flashes. And you hear other people talk of it. And one name that caught my attention was David Wilcock. He speaks about this. And what he says is that, what he says is that many of us are going to be awakened with a lot of our spiritual gifts, our innate gifts, heightened to the max. So in other words, our psychic abilities, we're going to be able to see, we're going to be able to hear within. So everything that I am, everything that you are, everything that Colleen is, we're all mediums here. We're all psychically aware and open. What David Wilcock is talking about is that we are going to 10 times fold heighten. So in other words, instead of coming through here, I know, right, Colleen? Instead of talking through here, we're going to be able to talk through here. We're going to say, hey, okay, we need to connect, right? We're going to be able to start communicating. Your mic's off, or your
I had to mute because of the kids, but yeah, we're already kind of doing that.
We are actually. It is pretty amazing, but it's going to heighten to 10 times fold is what I feel. And then to hear that David Wilcock was really speaking about this, I was floored, because I got this vision probably about 3-4 years ago. And then I heard about Alison Coe, who does the quantum hypnosis, and her sessions that are coming out are talking about the new earth. I heard through Dolores Cannon, who talks about the new earth, and then David Wilcock. And I see this happening, and it's been coming it's such a gentle time frame where I get those spurts of reminders that this is going to happen. But now those spurts are happening weekly now. Before it was maybe between years, now months, and now weekly. I feel like the sun god Ra is going to literally, there's quite a few rays that's going to hit Mother Earth, and it's going to knock all of us down on our arses. I feel this very strongly. I'm just going to show you quickly of the vision that I had that I was talking about. This one here, I got when March 12th. And there's something, I don't know why I wrote down March 27th, 2018. This was like a vision that I had, and it was a date that was given, but of course dates never stick because it's depending on when we all wake up. But this is what I saw, the vision that I got. This is Mother Earth. This is all of us humans. This is the sun's rays that's coming down, and it's going to knock all of us on our arses. That's what I got back in 2018. 2017 is when I woke up with the name Ra, and I was chanting Ra, Ra. As soon as I woke up from my sleep, walking down to the bathroom, walking back to the bedroom, I was chanting it out loud, and I can hear thousands upon thousands of people chanting Ra like this, just perfect unison. And I had no idea what that was. So that was 2017, the vision 2018. Now it leads us to here. So between Geb coming and Neith, I feel this is where Ra is going to shine his brightest. And then Neith is going to come, and she's going to come walking and putting the land back together, helping the energies in the new earth. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I got from the
how
vision.
her lore is. She wove the entire world into creation by herself.
Oh, God, I'm so in love right now. That is just so beautiful. I can picture her. She's beautiful. She's huge, and she's beautiful. And that's perfect. Sorry, were you going to
Ra, actually, when gods would become irrelevant to the Egyptians, like some would fall out of favor, he would actually absorb them. And that's why his powers kept growing. He would take other deities, like the sun goddess Nut. There was one called Herakti. That's why Ra became known as Herakti. There was also Khepri, who was the morning rising sun, but they all figured Ra did that anyway, so it was kind of pointless.
Wow,
sorry. Isis, she stole Ra's powers. That's why she's super strong.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That is so cool. That is so cool. So I don't know how that ties in. That's way above my pay grade, but it's like it's Oh, your knowledge is so phenomenal. So phenomenal. So now the other thing, so thank you for sharing that. The other thing
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, because there were three, I always got the sense of four, like the four horsemen, the seals. I don't know how many seals that are supposed to be broken for the world to change. To me, I got a vision of Jesus. This is kind of a drawing, I know, but I'll get a better one done. But this was Jesus on the cross. It was not this one, it was this one. And when I saw him, so this vision came in after the three that we talked about, right, Colleen?
Mhm.
And it came in a blink of an eye again, and then I had to stop and close my eyes and go over what I saw. So what I saw was very deep and very dark and very real. So if you can get a sense of where I'm at, the dark, it's not as bright where you guys are sitting. It was a little darker than that. Jesus did not have his crown of thorns. He did not have holes in his hands at this time. I don't understand that part just yet, but his face was filled with soot and tar. It was mostly tar that I saw that was falling on the side of his face, and it looked like it was dripping off slowly on his face. His arms were out on that cross. He was on the cross. He was not nailed in. He was not tied. To me, I felt as though he was ready to come off, like he's going to pull himself down from that. So it's not like he was crucified in this vision that I got. To me, it felt as though he was able to get down anytime he can and wants to. And I do feel this is going to happen after Neith has come and saturated the earth with her love and pulling everybody back together. And then after Neith comes and saturates the earth, this is where I feel that Jesus, his energy, not him. To me, I feel like I know many people around the world say that it's a second coming of Christ. To me, many people may feel as though he's coming in human form. I don't see it as human form. From what I saw here, he's not on the cross as a human. He's on the cross. There's a meaning with the cross. There's a meaning with the cross sign. I don't know, in the ruins or something. Anyway, I saw him as though he's coming and we are raising as a human, as a whole conscious level. Like everybody's going to be knocked on their arses while Geb and Neith do their work, right? This is the energy from the sun god Ra. After everybody is picking themselves up, each and every one of us, after everybody is picking themselves up from this is where I see Christ coming in, not in human form. He's coming in as a consciousness. Every one of us are going to raise our vibrations when we wake up from getting knocked out from all the energies. And I feel as though this is where we are stepping into the second coming of Christ, but it's Christ consciousness. It's not a physical Christ. It is a conscious level that many of us humans are going to step into. So everything that the past talks about what Christ can do, he was a master manifester. He was able to come and manipulate energy. He was the magician. He was meditation. He was close. He carried God's energy within him, is what I saw as a human being. And he came here absolutely for a reason. That's just my point on it. And for everything that he was in human form, we all are going to step up in that nature, so to speak. So we're raising our vibrations to hit that Christ consciousness. So Christ consciousness is equal to Thomas consciousness, is equal to Colleen's consciousness, is equal to Trish consciousness. We are all able, and everybody on this earth that is ready to step forward and raise their vibration is going to hit that. That's what I got from it. So
Not a bad thing. Yeah, just a lot.
it
I'm just
is.
trying to search up I need to find the X. Yeah.
RUN, like the rune.
RUNES or RUINS?
You can know RUNE, and I think S runes. I don't know if there's S behind it or not. But
It's RUNE or with an S.
Okay. So
Yep.
I just want to say thank you to Thomas, because when we were getting these visions, I had no idea I knew they were hugely significant. There was 4 of them. There were 3 that popped up first, those 3 gods, and then Jesus, the Son of God that we know of, the source. So he carries, so he's one of the sons of God, because we have Buddha, right? We have Krishna, we have all these other gods that carry the energy of God, the source that is connected to gods. I don't know any much more than that, but I know
For Neith, for
Mhm,
Neith, she was equated, like when the Egyptians learned of Christianity,
mhm.
Neith was actually considered their Virgin Mary, and Ra was considered the Nazarene.
Considered the what? Who?
Neith was considered the Virgin Mary, and
Oh,
Ra was considered Jesus.
wow. That is so interesting to hear. That is, man, that just puts so much of the pieces of the puzzle together for me, with the visions that I had today. And it just came quick, really fast. So to really sum it all up, we're going through stages right now with each of the gods that are coming forward. And at the end of the whole, I don't feel like it's a wrath of God. I don't feel like anything in that nature. These are all learning points of for us humans to come through and work through.
That's me sending you. Sorry, that's me sending you the X meaning. You might want to read it.
Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, we'll come back to that in a bit. But
Sorry for cutting you off. I just got excited.
No,
It's like,
that's good, because I saw him. The vision was clear as day. What I feel is that, oh, okay, look at this. This is what it means.
yeah, there you go.
I don't know if you can see it. So
Yeah.
GEBO, gift, and it means exchange, sacrifice, sacred union, innate talents, and generosity. That's what I saw Jesus standing beside. He was not lifted up. He was not put on it. He was standing in front of it as to say, here you go. That makes sense. Oh, my heart's just filled with joy. Oh, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Okay, so to sum it up, what I got from the visions here is that we've got Ishtar falling to earth, her energies amongst the humans right now, saturated Mother Earth. We got Geb coming in to help with holding down when it starts rising. When the thermometer starts getting a little too hot, this is where I feel Geb is going to come into play. And then after, just as he's holding down the fort, so to speak, this is where I see Sun God Ra coming in with shooting from his heart space is his energies. That's the solar flash. And then as this is happening, as everything is settling down, as we are the awakened ones that have been doing a lot of the inner work and letting go of shedding a lot of the negative energies, we're able to peel ourselves off the ground, get up, and help everybody else up, is the visions that I was getting. And then after that is going on, this is where I feel Neith is coming in, and she's coming in loving the land, and she's putting pieces back together as we are awakening. And as we are standing up, while Neith is doing the work beneath our feet, within, all around us, and giving that love, this is where I see Christ consciousness standing up with us. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still reading about this X.
That's okay.
Like
but I
divine
feel that,
intervention. I know it's
amazing. Oh, I just had to, and I really want to thank you for coming together here.
sorry, just yeah,
Together.
I'm listening.
Absolutely.
Whew.
All good. All good. Anything else you want to add to that, Thomas?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. But that was awesome that you were able to really pinpoint and help me put the names to the faces that I was seeing, the physicalness, because they were real. They felt real. And when I felt Jeff's energy, I felt stone. I felt heavy, like a huge boulder across the land is what I felt with him. And his vision was very clear because I can see his body made out of rock, like. What is that movie, that Connect Four, I think it is, where there is a rock man, and then there's a fireman.
Oh, Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. It came in a sense like that, but not even close. But I'm just saying that's what I saw Geb as. And then when I gave you that information, this is where you gave me his name, and it clicked, it fit. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything came perfectly together. So thank you for that. That was
Yeah.
really-
Learned a little bit today. Ooh.
Oh, a lot. I've been wanting to talk about the solar flash for the longest time, but I was always told by spirit in time. So I think this is a perfect time to talk about the solar flash that is going to be happening. I know many of us, especially those that I've talked to, feel as though April, something may happen, something like maybe a start of it. Maybe this is where the brink of war is happening. But I was told that as the world war is going to break out, this is where I feel as though I get it now that Geb and the sun god Ra is going to step in. And this is where everybody's going to be laid flat on their arses. And then until Neith comes in and wakes everybody up and says, let's go. It's time.
Mm-hmm. So now, yes.
Pretty phenomenal
That's
stuff.
the funny
We've been
thing,
waiting.
because she actually had final say in everything the Egyptians did.
Wow.
So one time when Set stole Egypt from Isis and Osiris because he killed Osiris,
Mhm.
they asked Neith to step in as the judge. She heard both sides, and Set was like, well, it's mine. And she was like, you're right, it's wrongfully yours. You stole it. And he was like, oh my God. And she was like, yeah, you didn't think I knew that, did you? And she was like, but the crown is yours. However, I'm giving it back to Isis. And she was like, it can go to her son, Horus. And the gods got angry, but Set was owed something. I forget what Neith told them to give him. And she was like, if you deny my judgment, I will smash the heavens into the earth.
Wow. I don't know where to go with that one, but that I
I know
can,
it's like, meh.
you can visualize the whole thing when you're speaking. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Like, can you get a light projector to see that coming on the wall? You know what I mean? Just to see it, like the physical eyes. But well, I hope that all those who watch it get some clarity on a lot of things that are happening. And we couldn't have get that clarity with all three of us coming together and sharing in our energies. Absolutely.
Pretty exciting this afternoon.
It
Sorry,
was-
I'm not as enthusiastic, but I was. It's like,
Oh,
yes,
it was very exciting, but without you,
this
Colleen,
afternoon,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. You had a lot more to say when we were talking about this, but because we were just
Yeah.
of the visions, Thomas came in and really clarified a lot of the things and helped put the pieces of the puzzle together, which was absolutely perfect. So we all did
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
connection today, and it took three of us to come together to really put the pieces of the puzzle, which was freaking phenomenal.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with your knowledge of the gods, Thomas. I absolutely am. So it just feels as though if I need to know something, because I get visions of the gods quite often without knowing who they are, I'll do a little research
Yeah.
and message Colleen, is Thomas around? Figure out what's in here. That's pretty awesome.
Oh no, message him. He won't mind at all. He's got way more knowledge than I didn't. Like I know Raw.
I
You know
found
what I
out
mean?
yeah, I found about Ra.
The basics.
Yeah, absolutely. I found out about him through chanting his name. I had no idea what Ra was. And I looked it up. I'm like, the sun god. What's going on with the sun? That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Really look at the numbers. 4 years ago, I had this vision. We have the four horsemen, the three gods plus Christ consciousness, the four godly energies, I would say. There's a lot to do with the number 4, and I've been seeing 444 a lot lately. So the 222 and 444s are the ones that's standing out to me before I get visions. It's pretty amazing. Things are going to
It's
happen.
been 4 for a while.
Yeah, it's going to happen pretty quick. So it feels like it's a slow turnaround, but once it hits, bang, we'll be like, huh? Trying to get up. It's pretty amazing. So thank you for that. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I think I've got about a minute and a half before we shut off here, but I think we got to the point of everything. And again, any last message, any last words before we cut this take?
I'm really excited about this X. You really got to read about it. It's like, what?
Absolutely. That was pretty cool to see Jesus up close and personal. And I still need to figure out what the tar is, though. You have any ideas, Thomas?
They tried to kill him a bunch of different ways, so that may have been one of the ways, because it was kind of like Rasputin. They tried everything in the book and it wouldn't work. Poison, lack of food, lack of water. They put him in a cave, I think, for a week, and they got him in 3 days, but he was still alive.
Wow, there's the number 3 too. Man, everything is just perfectly unison, right down to numbers, right? Numerology, everything is just coded beautifully. And then it is sad what happened to him, but he came here for a reason, and that very reason is to come back as to raise the consciousness of all. So again, thank you for that, Thomas. I really do appreciate that insight, because I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Pretty amazing.
Ishtar, goddess of war. She was the first to fall upon Mother Earth in my vision. Below is a channeled message that happened last year, September 2021. The vision she gave me during my channeling was about the war that was being prepared. This war was a worldwide war of many things, as in the world fighting about everything and anything, everybody and anybody, peace being broken over and over. I was shown army tanks being lined up, fighter jets being fueled for flight, clashing of people of all backgrounds, men in suits running as buildings crumbled, UFO sightings coming out from everywhere, the skies, waters, mountains, icebergs. People witnessing these sightings on a mass amount, same time, on different continents. Second God, ready to fall upon Mother Earth. Geb is the god of Earth. He is the physical support of the world, like a male version of Mother Earth. From my vision, he will come and help hold the ground steady as Ishtar is doing her work, holding steady the land as the volcanoes explode all across the lands and seas. Voices screaming out in anger at one another, each continent fighting within and amongst themselves. Geb is a god of many things. He is here to hold together Mother Earth as she shakes with the violence that falls upon her. As we go through this cycle, many of us are waiting for peace to follow. This is a huge sign for all the light workers to join in, raising our vibrations as we step into the new Earth. Neith, third god ready to fall upon Mother Earth. Great Mother Goddess, she is a primordial, meaning existing from the very beginning of time. She was considered a great protector of the people of the land, and the most effective mediator between humans and the gods. Neith has a strong love for humans. When she comes after the first 2 gods, she will help restore the faith in humanity. The energies of the sun god Ra, the solar flash, will saturate Mother Earth and lay down everything to help restructure and regenerate within. As the dust settles, we will rise in our own power as spiritual human beings, rise with gifts so strong we can communicate with one another from across the lands. The drawing I did from my vision was Jesus standing up against 2 pieces of lumber that formed an X, not a cross. He was not nailed or tied to this X. He did not have a crown of thorns upon his head. He did, however, have dirt and tar on his face. He showed me that he can walk away any time as he so chooses, which means we have that same choice. After all of the above has taken place, we will be living in Christ's consciousness, which is equal to your consciousness. This is a state of being we are stepping into. He showed me he will return as consciousness and not in human form, for we are all raising our vibrations and stepping into energies of higher frequencies. This was my vision. As always, it is up to you and what you believe. Take what resonates. Shine bright, beautiful souls, you. I believe in you. Thank you for listening.